Hey guys, it's me, it's Derpit, and today I want to show you a plugin by the company OX Sound, and the name of the plugin is SOOTHE. Now, if you don't know what SOOTHE is a dynamic resonance suppressor. And if you don't know what it means that it will take the resonating frequencies and tame them down to get a smoother sound. So, let's get to the interface of SOOTHE. SOOTHE has a soft and a hard algorithm. A soft algorithm is much more transparent for suppressing the resonating frequencies, whereas a hard one is a much more adjustable one, and it's a better one for more complex sounds. So, you have the depth knob. It's pretty simple. The more depth means the more suppression, less depth means less suppression. Then you have the sharpness and the selectivity knobs. Selectivity means the more selectivity is, the more it focuses on narrower peaks, whereas less selectivity is generally for noisier areas. And then you have the sharpness one. So what SOOTHE does, it creates bands, and these bands dynamically suppress certain frequencies. So the more sharpness is, the more precise it is, and the more bands it has. Less sharpness means less bands and the less precise it is. SOOTHE also has an attack and release knob. The attack knob is, well, the attack of the band, since it's dynamic. It's like each band is its own compressor on its own frequency, so the more attack is, the slower it will take the band to suppress. And the release is, well, the release, like a compressor. So then you have the quality area. You have real time and offline. Now, what are these? Real time is on the fly when you are producing, and offline means rendering. Usually you can keep that on max settings if you have a good CPU. And I generally keep the oversampling at 1. Maybe in extreme scenarios, in the real time I choose 2 oversampling. It's a nifty feature, but it's not always necessary. And then you have the band section, the output section, and the stereo section. The stereo section is pretty straightforward. Here you have the balance between the left, right, or the mid side. You can choose which mode you want in the mode section, left, right, or mid side. As you can see, when I turn it up, it affects only the mids. It suppresses only the frequencies in the mono section of the stereo room, whereas on the sides it gonna affect only the sides. And same for left and right. And then you have the link knob, which adjusts how much crossfeed the resonance detection has between channels. As you can see, you can read it in here. But I will try to make this video short, so I won't get into it. You have the output knob, the output area. And the output section has a mix, trim, delta, and bypass. Now, a bypass button is always nifty because it gives you no latency when you do on and off A and B testing to see how the plugin affects the sound. And delta shows you now what SOOTHE does. So if you turn that off and you have a sound playing, it will tame it down. Now, when you turn up delta, you see which frequencies get tamed down, as you can see in here. This is the original sound. This is the tamed frequencies. Cool. So that's basically the entire interface. Now you have the bands. So you have a low cut and a high cut. The low cut and the high cut have a balance between left, right, or mid side. They have a Q, and they have the frequency. They also have these, which means the more decibels per octave is, the steeper the curve is. Now, what do they do? So the low cut and the high cut basically determine in which frequency range you want to suppress. So if you have the low cut frequency at like 600 and the high pass frequency at 9000, it means that a dynamic resonating frequency suppression will apply only from 600 to 9000. So if you want to tame all the range, you just either do that thing or disable the high cut and the low cut if you want to work with the entire frequency spectrum. So now you have the bands. The bands have few modes. It has a low shelf, a bell, a band shelf, a high shelf, a band reject, and a tilt, as you can see in here. And they have as well a balance knob, a frequency, and a Q. But now, what they have and the filters don't is the sensitivity. Generally, in an EQ, if you want to tame a frequency, you basically do that. But in SOOTHE, it is the opposite. The more gain the sensitivity has, means the more suppression on the frequency. For example, 3.5 kilohertz. So that's about it. That's the interface of SOOTHE. You also have presets, which are pretty nifty, and you have settings. You have about, manual, blah blah blah, and you have A, B. You can choose between the A mode or the B mode, etc, etc. So let's test SOOTHE and see how it sounds. So right here, let me turn it down. I have a pad. As you can see, it has a lot of resonating frequencies. So let's turn on SOOTHE 2 to tame the resonating frequencies down. As you can see, when I use SOOTHE 2, it is much smoother to listen to and more pleasant to the ears. Let's get to the questions now. So, people may ask, when do you want to use this plugin and why do you want to use it, and if you can use it on the master or the sidechain bus, etc. So, let's get to this. First of all, you want to use SOOTHE basically everywhere you want. I mean, it has no artifacts and it makes sound smoother. So if you have a sound with annoying frequencies that you can't get rid of with an EQ, SOOTHE 2 is a plugin for you. Now, why do you want to use SOOTHE 2? Because sometimes EQs just don't work. So that's where SOOTHE 2 comes into play. And now people may ask if they can use it on the master, and the answer is yeah, totally. I have a project where I used SOOTHE 2 on the master, and let's load it up. So now I've loaded the project that has SOOTHE on the master. Let's see how it sounds. So let's open SOOTHE 2 and let's see what it does. So let's enable Delta. As you can see, it tames the annoying frequencies, and it works really well. So yeah, that's about the SOOTHE on the master. So it works really well. You can use it, and yeah. So conclusion: SOOTHE 2 is amazing, an amazing plugin, and thank to Oversound for giving me this plugin so I can review it. So thank you guys for watching, and yeah, go get SOOTHE 2. Link will be in the description.